It's your boy, Willavelli, back at it again with some real talk. Today, we're diving deep into the harsh realities of the world we live in and how we can stay true to ourselves in the face of injustice, otherwise known as Stoicism. Let's be real, family. The powers that be, they got a whole arsenal of weapons they can use against us. They can break the rules, bury us in paperwork, lie to our faces, abuse their power, and hurt people without consequence. It's like they're playing a game of Monopoly with a get out of jail free card permanently attached to their forehead. And the worst part, this ain't no rare occurrence. Injustice is practically the norm in this world. It's like trying to swim upstream in a river of cat. Anyone who's ever tried to bring about change, do the right thing, or follow virtue to its natural conclusions has come face to face with this ugly truth. But here's the thing. Despite all their power and influence, there's one thing they can't do. They can't make you be like them. Marcus Aurelius knew this. In his book, Meditations, he wrote, "No one can implicate me in ugliness. No matter what they do, they can't force you to compromise your values or your character. It's like having a force field around your soul. They can try to break you down, but they can't touch your inner strength." As Marcus Aurelius said, outside forces have no sway over your soul or your character. That's something that's always in your control. Now, don't get it twisted. The powers that be can still make life difficult for us. They can throw up roadblocks and hurdles at every turn, but they can't force us to like them or be like them. That's a choice we make. That's something that's in our power. And that's something we can and must resist. So while they're out there cheating, abusing, hurting, and acting with injustice, we need to stay focused on our mission. Keep pushing forward, no matter how many times they knock us down. We're gonna be and do good, even in the face of adversity. So let's break this down even further. How do we use Stoicism as our own superpower? We'll, as in I, will be right back. Imagine you're walking through a storm, right? The rain is pouring, the wind is howling, and it feels like nature itself is against you. Now you could curse the storm, get angry, and let it ruin your day. Or you could put on your raincoat, open your umbrella, and keep walking. Stoicism teaches us to control what we can and accept what we can't. It's about focusing on our inner world when the outer world is in chaos. It's like having a compass that always points true north, no matter how wild the storm gets. And there's science to back this up. Studies show that practicing Stoic principles can lead to greater emotional resilience and mental clarity. A study published in the Journal of Positive Psychology found that individuals who embrace Stoic attitudes experience less negative emotion and more life satisfaction. Think about it. When you're not constantly reacting to every little thing that goes wrong, you have more energy to focus on what really matters. It's like cleaning out the clutter from your mind. Here's another analogy for you. Picture your mind as a garden. Weeds of negativity and anxiety can grow wild if left unchecked. But if you tend to it, if you plant seeds of positivity and water them with patience, you'll cultivate a beautiful, thriving garden. Marcus Aurelius said it best. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. If you fill your mind with thoughts of strength, resilience, and virtue, that's what your soul will reflect. Now let's talk about Stoicism in a more personal realm, dating. How can these ancient principles help us navigate the often turbulent waters of today's dating game? I'm married, but from observation, I'm already knowing the dating game is insane right now. Nasty work. Family, I'll be back. Dating today can be like navigating a minefield. There are so many variables, so many things out of our control. But Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our own actions, reactions, and mindset. Let's break this down with an example. Imagine you're really into someone and you muster up the courage to ask them out. They say no. Rejection stings, right? But here's where Stoicism comes in. Instead of spiraling into self-doubt or anger, you acknowledge your feelings, but you don't let them control you. Epictetus, another great Stoic philosopher, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Rejection is an external event. Your response to it is within your control. You can choose to see it as a reflection of your worth, or you can see it as just one person's opinion at one point in time. By focusing on what you can control, your response, you maintain your power. You don't let external events dictate your internal state. And this isn't just about rejection. It's about all aspects of dating. Let's say you're in a relationship and your partner does something that annoys you. Instead of immediately reacting with anger or frustration, take a step back. Reflect on why it bothers you and how you can communicate your feelings constructively. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, advised sometimes even to live is an act of courage. Living courageously means facing these challenges head on with a calm and steady mind. It means being honest with yourself and your partner and being willing to work through difficulties together. And remember, my people, Stoicism isn't about suppressing your emotions. It's about understanding and managing them. It's about being mindful of how you let external events affect your internal peace. It's about building a strong foundation so that no matter what happens, you remain grounded and true to yourself. Now, let's switch gears and talk about a recent event that shook the hip-hop community and beyond. We're talking about the domino effect Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us had on the hip-hop community, the industry, and the nation as a whole. I'll be right back. So let's talk about how hip hop went absolutely wild on the May 5th weekend. Everyone who loves hip hop, and even the casual listeners, had their eyes glued to the internet to see who would drop the next diss, Drake or Kendrick Lamar. These two finally went bar for bar, and the feud became historic, crossing cultural and virtual barriers in a way no rap beef ever has. Kendrick's track, Not Like Us, blew up, breaking Drake's Spotify record for most streamed rap song in a single day. Meanwhile, Drake's Family Matters and Push Ups were also charting high, but K-Dot's track led the way. On social media, Not Like Us sparked a wave of dances and reaction videos on TikTok, showing the massive influence of the beef. Of course, the usual suspects in rap media like DJ Academics and DJ Vlad were all over it. Academics even got sampled on Push Ups and name dropped on Kendrick's 616 in LA. Speaking of that, let's break down what makes a culture vulture. It refers to someone from a different cultural background who exploits a space built by and for people of color for personal and monetary gain, often without giving back to the original creators or their community. While most associate this with a specific race, I'm thinking it's more universal. A person of color can also be a culture vulture. They profit from covering the darkest aspects of street and hip-hop culture, especially Chicago violence, generating millions of views. Now, here's the thing. These culture vultures are a big part of the powers that be with those get-out-of-jail-free cards I mentioned earlier. They can exploit, profit, and stir up controversy without facing the same consequences that people of color would. They navigate through hip-hop culture, raking in views and dollars, while often avoiding the real-life struggles and systemic issues that we face. But I digress. Drake and Kendrick were going bar for bar, dropping disses that had the whole world watching. In Stoicism, we talk about the concept of indifference, not letting external events control your emotions or actions. While it's natural to get caught up in the hype, a true Stoic will remain focused on their own path, not getting too high or too low based on what others are doing. But even the biggest names in hip-hop can fall victim to the opinions of others. That's where the Stoic concept of dichotomy of control comes in. We can't control what people say about us or how they react to our music. All we can control is our own actions and intentions. And when it comes to dealing with haters and critics, Marcus Aurelius once said, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. In other words, it's not what people say that matters, but how we choose to react to it. So there you have it. The Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef may have been one for the history books, but it's also a reminder that we can apply Stoic principles to any situation, even in the world of hip hop. It's about staying true to yourself, focusing on what you can control, and using your platform to make a positive impact on the world. This has been your boy, Willavelli, with yet another banger. And remember, if you take truth badly, people will learn to lie to you. I'm out.